In 1928, almost a century ago, the Dominican Order purchased a former monastery located here in the historic center of Rome. This 16th century monastery became the new campus of the Angelicum, the Order's premier center of learning. With this historic decision, the Order intended to equip the university to pursue its mission for the century to come. Now, nearly 100 years later, the Angelicum is initiating a new stage of renewal and laying the groundwork for the next 100 years of intellectual and spiritual formation in the tradition of St. Dominic and St. Thomas Aquinas.
The Angelicum is a bustling academic center. It has more than 1,100 students from all over the world. It has more than 200 professors who are here to study, to deepen their life of prayer, to learn, and to then go out and be missionaries in the world.
We're preparing men and women both to be future evangelizers, to share the gospel around the world. They're leaving here, they're going back to their own countries, and they're spreading the faith.
We have here at the university young men and women from all over the world devoting years of their life to study. Many of them men studying for the priesthood. It's demanding to devote yourself in this way to study, and that task of study is obviously be helped if the environment is conducive to study.
As of 2021, the Angelicum has embarked on a multi-year, comprehensive renovation of its campus, aimed at both restoring the remarkable beauty of our centuries-old buildings and equipping them to function as a modern center of learning and research.
So this complex has an incredible history, with the buildings that go from the convent from the 1570s, basically 16th century building, where with Giacomo dalla Porta designing the cloisters, to contemporary building from 1932 by Tullio Passarelli and his son Lucio Passarelli in 1960. Great names in the architectural history of Rome.
We've been very fortunate, both in the United States and internationally. We have worked on the U.S. Capitol, Grand Central Terminal, the Guggenheim Museum, the United Nations. We're working right now on the Brooklyn Bridge. You know, as an architectural conservator, working on historic buildings is my dream. And then to be here in the center of Rome, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
This first phase of the renovations will include 4 key areas for our campus. The central cloister, which is the heart of university life, where students and professors gather to converse and drink coffee during the day or debate ideas. The library, which will be fully renovated and outfitted as a premier center of research. The Convito San Tommaso, a dormitory that will house an additional 40 Dominican friars to do doctorates in theology and philosophy, and the front entrance of the university.
At the heart of the place we have a wonderful cloister and a fountain at the center of it. Also, this university is open to the sky, which I think is one of the characteristics of Dominican theology and spirituality, a certain spirit of openness to the mystery of God and to the search for meaning in life in general, a great openness.
The DNA that's sort of here is sort of part of who we are, and one has to understand that so that you can replicate it. And once you replicate it, I think that even the average person, when they walk through here, will have a sense of the history of this place and the importance that it played in the history of the order.
The architectural design, for example, of this portico, the pilasters, the column, they're very, very elegant and very, very beautiful. And sometimes you can see how the light, for example, revolves and how it picks up the various modulations of the architecture. That's pretty amazing.
During the preparation phase of these projects, we have done several tests and investigation. All of them are very interesting, but the most important are probably the test that has confirmed the presence of decoration in the cloister.
The process that Tuccio has been using to peel back the layers has been a mechanical one. We targeted those areas, put scaffolding up, and just very, very carefully he started mechanically removing layer after layer after layer.
With this small surgical knife, we are removing the colors that they put on the walls during the last 5 centuries. So you can see just under this ugly yellow, this kind of decoration, like a false marble. And then behind that, we can arrive to a green one level. But after that, you can find a pink one and just a very lighting white. This is the original color going back to the 16th centuries.
Every Dominican house, since the beginning, used to set up two rooms, one room for prayer, another for the collection of books. A small library was necessary in every single Dominican house. The building hosting our library was built a century ago. It's growing old, it needs some fixes and reparations and renovations. And also our collection is expanding, so we need more space to hold the books and the journals.
A remarkable providence, I would say, has given us this place in Rome. This amazing site overlooking Rome. It really is what I would say, what I would call a unique campus. It is the envy of Rome. I don't exaggerate. Given that fact, it seems to me we have a duty to see that what has been given to us by Providence is properly maintained and kept fresh and alive for the present and the future.
Renovations are things that help us to understand that we're stewards of God's creation. We're stewards of the good things that God gives us, that we have to make sure that we maintain these things, that we make sure that we allow people to see God, who is truth, beauty, and goodness. We have to show some of that beauty in the surroundings that we have so that you can enter into prayer, so you lift your mind and heart to God without the distraction of things that are really superfluous.
St. John Paul II, the Venerable Fulton Sheen, blesseds, martyrs, and an all-star cast of people from around the world have studied here in this university. For students to come to the Angelicum and to be in the same classrooms, the same choir stalls where other people studied is an extraordinary experience for them that they can take with them when they go to preach the gospel.
You have the future leaders of the church being taught here that will go out and literally spread the gospel to all four corners of the world. An investment at the Angelicum is really an investment in the Catholic Church, the leaders of the church.
In the 1920s and the 1930s, the Dominican Order had a great new vision for the Angelicum. After a period of secular revolution and great instability in society, they returned to the core of the charism of St. Dominic and the magnificent intellectual tradition of St. Thomas Aquinas, of teaching the truth in the modern world. The Order wanted a university dedicated to that mission at the heart of the Church, and it devoted considerable resources to making that happen. The Order's foresight a century ago is why the Angelicum can still contribute to the life of the Church today. Our aim is to do this in the future for the next century and beyond.